This is a true story. A strange man carried gasoline into a subway car and, without warning, set it ablaze. The fire spread at an alarming rate. The train conductor desperately tried to extinguish the flames, but the fire extinguisher was nearly useless. Within just 2 minutes, all 6 cars of train 1079 were engulfed in flames. The materials inside the train were highly flammable and emitted toxic fumes, filling the air with deadly gas. Amidst the chaos, the conductor made a fatal decision. He fled the train without alerting the control center. At the same time, the control center noticed smoke on the surveillance monitors, but failed to realize it was an act of arson. They attempted to contact the conductor, but there was no response. Left in the dark, they could only proceed with caution as the next train approached the station, unknowingly setting the stage for an even greater tragedy. As train 108 pulled into the platform, the conductor followed standard protocol, stopping the train and opening the doors. In an instant, thick smoke rushed into the cars. Reacting quickly, he shut the doors, hoping to keep the smoke out. But this proved to be a deadly mistake. Passengers on train 108 watched in horror as the adjacent train was consumed by flames. Believing they were safer inside their own cars, they chose to stay put, unaware that the fire had triggered an automatic lockdown of all train doors. Meanwhile, the fire doors in the station also closed, cutting off power and causing emergency lighting to fail. The entire station was plunged into darkness, while the dense smoke spread uncontrollably, reducing visibility to near zero. Inside train 108, passengers instinctively searched for an escape, only to realize that with the power down, the doors wouldn't open. Minutes later, they made a terrifying discovery. Their train too was catching fire. Panic turned into desperation as they screamed and struggled to break free. But the toxic fumes were relentless, slowly robbing them of consciousness. By now, train 1079 was fully consumed by flames. Those who had managed to escape found themselves trapped in a suffocating haze, unable to see exit signs or find a way out. The fire doors had sealed them inside, with no clear escape route. The conductor of train 108 made a final announcement, urging passengers to remain calm and assuring them that power would soon be restored. Once it was back, the train could leave the station, but this false hope, along with his previous decisions, sealed the fate of those on board. By the time help arrived, most of the 140 passengers had already succumbed to the smoke. Firefighters rushed to the scene, but the toxic fumes were too overwhelming to battle the flames immediately. When they finally entered the train cars, all that remained were twisted metal frames and scorched doors. None of the 140 trapped passengers survived. On the platform, 52 more people lost their lives. An investigation later confirmed that train 108 should never have been allowed to enter the station. Both conductors were held accountable for their critical errors. As for the arsonist who started it all, he was sentenced to life in prison for arson and mass murder. And in the final moments before the fire consumed everything, trapped passengers sent their last desperate messages, words that would never be answered